And gentlemen, welcome to a brand new show where you are about to become a super producer of live streams, podcasts, or any web content. This is presented by Restream. We're going to be tackling all of the best ways that you can turn your life, your business, and your career into a content creation machine. That's what this entire series is going to be about. So if you're jumping in on Team Replay, skip ahead. We're about to get started. If you're jumping in live, let's go ahead and fire up the chat. Let me know you're here in the mix. Give me a quick little hello, and would love to see who is here in the stream with us. I see Robert Berry is already rocking and rolling. Thank you so much for jumping in here, brother. Anybody else that's joining, rep your city. We're going to be tapping into live stream, podcasts, and recorded series production all through Restream. So welcome to the show. Bhakti Govind Media. Thank you so much. Good to see you over on YouTube. Andrew, Krista, Robert, Jamal, all you guys, thank you so much for hopping in here. Mark is over on YouTube. Welcome to the party, brother. Let's warm up the room here a little bit. Jump in the chat if you're hanging with us today. Hey. Yo, check out this crew. Thank you so much. I got a little bit of stash issues here today. That's all right. That's all right. That's not what you're here for. What we're going to be tapping into today, folks, is something super special because it absolutely changed my world and my life in general. And that is finally learning how to produce. It is a game changer if you would like to upgrade your business, your career, or even just start it as a side hustle. So let's jump into the actual event today, which we're going to get into. I'm on the wrong screen here. Foundational skills. Foundational skills. What we're going to learn today is all of the most important pieces that actually bring things together, and you can learn these as compounding skills that stack with one another. So let me give my little layout here. We're going in, ladies and gentlemen, and here is what's incoming. We're going to be tackling the hard skills that you can learn, the technical skills that are going to be most valuable for you to invest in. Then we're going to tap into the soft skills. What social and entrepreneurial skills can you start developing that are going to complement this journey for you to become a better producer? And then last, we're going to jump into the personality and role alignment. I promise you, this is for anybody. Absolutely anybody. I don't care what excuses you are ready to give me. You're not super technical or you're not very creative. All of that, we're going to shatter all of that. So welcome to the journey. This is episode 1, and we're going to keep building. If you join each week, you will become a super producer. That's the game plan here. So let's get it rolling with the most valuable technical skills that you can invest into right now and literally learn within weeks or months. And I know this is the case because I've done it myself. At the beginning of 2020, I had no experience with streaming, and I jumped into the world and started learning it one day at a time. And these are the most practical ways that you can jump into it. So the way that this show is going to work real quick is each of these elements, I'm going to go into the meta theory. So this is going to be high level strategy and giving you context of what to do, where it's going to be best utilized, and how to use these skills. So we're going to tap into the meta of technical skills first, and then we'll jump into the micro, the specific details line for line that you should invest into learning. And here's the theory that I want you to adopt. When it comes to these skills, think about how you can learn compounding skills that work well together. Compounding skills that work well together. So these are going to be things that complement one another and create a 1 + 1 = 3 situation. That's what we want to tap into. If we're going to get cliche, we're looking for that synergy. We need that synergy, baby. That's what we're going to be shooting for. So one of the best ways to do this is to anticipate what demands the market is going to have in the coming months or coming years. If you can keep both of these pieces aligned when you're learning new skills, you will see this level up and everything you learn will get amplified value. So now let's tap into what skills should you actually learn. We've understood the context, but these 3 pieces are absolutely crucial for the current market and what I anticipate the future market is going to need. Number 1, broadcast and streaming technology. The technology and tools to actually go live and get people live, whether it's for yourself or many of the people here on this journey might actually want to be a producer for other individuals. That's been one of my favorite parts of this journey, is when I when I don't have to be the one on camera and I can actually run the show and do all of the layout and design stuff as a showrunner. So if you can learn that broadcast and streaming technology, that's going to be one of the highest valuable skills that will start paying high ROI. Now, in addition to that, if you want to be dangerous with that software, it's even better if you understand audio and video engineering. That is all streaming is. Streaming is essentially transferring audio and video information somewhere online. So if you can invest into understanding the audio and the video and all of the problems that could go wrong in that journey, and trust me, there's a lot of those problems. That's one of the things that I have had a huge win in investing in, and so many people are struggling with this. So if you can start leveling up your audio and video engineering, you'll notice lots of people need you very much. So appreciate you guys all joining. Hello to Guy Graves. Hello to Facebook. Hello to YouTube. Twitch is popping. Thank you guys so much. We are live on all platforms, thanks to Restream. Let me know if you have any questions or comments throughout this journey. I've got like an arsenal curriculum over here to share with you guys, but this is very interactive. If you'd like to ask a specific questions to your industry or your life, drop it in there. Would love to hear from you. So hello, Thomas coming in from Switzerland. Let's keep it rolling, folks. We're talking about the most valuable technical skills that you can learn. And the last one I want to mention here is the live production and show running. These shows are a new form of media that I anticipate is going to be taking over. We're very used to the old school model of network television. And what we're transferring into is a streaming world. You probably can't go a single day without using some type of streaming, either as a consumer or ideally as a producer. That's what we want to start pushing you towards, is how you can not only understand how all this works, but how can you be dangerous with all of these tools and build something meaningful, build something useful with this technology. And that's where you can learn the actual production of an entire show. And we're going to start cracking that open over the weeks of all of the systems and roles that you can do to get that actually rocking and rolling. So let's keep it rolling out of the technical skills And now we're going to get into soft skills. So what we were just chatting about is exactly as it sounds, very technical, direct, detailed type of stuff. The soft skills are going to be what helps you actually glue this together and turn this into a career or a side hustle. It's very easy to be a hobbyist streamer if you just want to turn it on, fire it up, play games and stuff. But if you want to build this as a career or as a side hustle that earns revenue, these are the skills that you're going to need to tap into. And as always, let's go into the meta first, the high level, and then we'll jump into the specific details. So here's how I want you to think of soft skills. You should be learning social skills and habits that will set you up for future success. That's going to be what actually makes this work if you are pursuing this as a career. Even if you're the most technical, advanced person in the world, if you can't turn it into a service or a useful show for somebody, then you're not going to be able to monetize and turn this into a true revenue source. So the benefit of this compared to the hard skills is there are no limits to how good you can get with these soft skills. With some of the hard skills in engineering, you can only reach a certain level of quality and then you're pretty much at industry standard. But the beauty of these soft skills is you can continually get better and better and better, and there's virtually no limit to the ROI on when you invest in these skills. So let's learn, what are these skills? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. These 3 soft skills are going to be super valuable for any type of business or brand that is pursuing media or content marketing. Number 1 is the executive production. Executive production is all of the high level details that nobody can really, somebody has to take the reins of the ship and actually bring the ideas to life. So you may have seen this executive producer on movies and TVs. Essentially, that's the CEO of the show. So that is an extremely valuable role if you are good with people, you're very personable, and you can communicate and delegate. That type of stuff is going to be super valuable to own on a highest level as an executive. Then, another skill that complements this very well is the creative direction. So those of you that have been in the business world or marketing world or the agency side of things, you're very familiar with what a creative director does. Essentially, shows and productions like this need a creator, a creative director guiding the direction and the branding and the style and what actually shows up. That world building, that vibes, all of that has to be in sync for it to be a successful production. So think of how you can learn to be more like a creative director when it comes to building out these shows. And this is something that you'll be able to batch all of the content, the show, and the strategy under one umbrella and get much more use out of everything you're doing. So, thank you to everybody rocking and rolling in here. I see the YouTube gang rocking and rolling. Reggie's in here. Thomas asked a question. I will get to that question at the very end here. We'll run through this presentation here, this little curriculum, and then I'll jump to your question, Thomas. Thank you so much. But yeah, let me know if you're hopping in here. This is an interactive thing. I got plenty of insights and gold to share with y'all, but would love to hear who's in the mix. Hop in the comments, say hello to whoever's here with us. Would love to see the chat rocking and rolling while we're going here. But let's keep it moving. We're on number 3 of the most valuable soft skills to learn. And this is one of my favorites. Empathetic experience design. If you can tap into this, you are going to be in a very good spot in the coming years. We are at a spot in history or humanity where we are currently desperate for connection, desperate for some type of connection. We haven't been able to go to conferences and music festivals. All this stuff is shut down. So people are looking for a way to connect with one another. And one of the ways to do that is through digital experiences. And the most critical piece of this is understanding the user side of that experience. The biggest mistake I see many streamers and producers make is they anchor everything off of their interests and their individual goals. What you need to be doing is flipping that entire equation, and every decision you make needs to be based on what is best for the viewer experience. Whether it's a podcast or a live stream or even a recorded series, you still need to be answering that question continuously throughout it. So develop the soft skills of just empathy in general. That's good, like to be a decent human. So there's high ROI right there. But in the context of bringing this to business and production, it truly amplifies the value that you bring to the table in a whole nother way. So thank you to everybody jumping in here. Andrew, Jamal, Anna Maria in the building. Thank you guys so much for hopping in here. Let's keep it rolling. Trying to keep these shows as tight as I can. We've talked about technical skills, soft skills, and now the practical question of how do we use all this? Where do we use all this? And ultimately, it's about finding the right role for you. So I mentioned earlier, anybody, literally anybody, is eligible for this career, for this opportunity. It's a matter of finding the right role for you to thrive. So the meta theory here is to discover the ideal fit for you to thrive, you specifically. And what you need to do is to cater to your skill set, your personality, and just general preferences you have. You don't have to be a superstar gamer, streamer to jump in and utilize this opportunity. You can be a behind the camera type of person. And that's what we're going to tap into on this side to see how you can combine your skill set, your personality, and your preferences to land in the right role. And this is how we're going to do that. These is a super, super simple equation just to get you started on this journey. And I hope you'll join me week after week as we go deeper into these and give you direct systems and homework and exercises. But just to set the foundation and the direction you want to go, think of these two lanes. If you consider yourself more technical and creative, you are going to be in a really good spot as a remote producer and showrunner. Essentially the technical side of all this fancy stuff that I can put up on screen and comments and captions and all that fun stuff. That's what the showrunner behind the scenes is literally doing. You don't have to be super energetic and on camera, but if you love the technology and you love the creative element, you can still utilize and tap into that. So keep that lane open as we go throughout the other episodes of this show, and think of how you can focus on being a remote producer or showrunner literally for clients. And that's going to be what pays the bills. Speaking of, a remote producer just jumped in the building. Welcome, Gabe. Good to see you, brother. Perfect timing. Gabe is actually another brilliant remote producer who literally can run shows from anywhere in the world. I don't think you guys understand how beautiful and awesome this stuff is. You can run premium, like Hollywood level productions from your home or office with the right setup. So think of that as you're joining this journey. So now there's another type of person here that's going to be very valuable in a different context. If you consider yourself more social or tactical with your life and business and habits, you are going to be a very solid executive producer. An executive producer is needed in the context, as we were talking about, as the CEO of the show. So you don't have to be super, super technical and know all of the RTMP settings and bitrate stuff. If you can build the show, delegate the right people, and bring a team together to grow that asset, you're going to be in a big win. You're going to be in a big position to win, because this is much needed for brands, businesses, and clients of all kinds. They need somebody they just want to hand it off. They just want to hand the whole thing off. They say, please just take care of it. We want to just show up and have everything taken care of. If you can step into that role as a CEO or COO in this type of context, you can amplify that value in a really, really useful way. So think about how you can fit into one or both of these. I'm super, super grateful that I kind of span both of these spectrums, and it's been great for me to absorb that entire thing, understand what's happening for a show and what needs to be done, what needs to be built, and bring it all together. So I'm super grateful to have learned both sides of this, but I just want to re-emphasize over and over that anybody is eligible for this career opportunity, and you just have to find your right fit. So if you've been joining us today, let me know if you are feeling like you're wanting to become a super producer. Which side of the spectrum would you land on? The remote producer or the executive producer? Or if you're a superstar and you can land on both, drop a both in the comments. Would love to see your guys' interests. So thank you, Oleg, over on YouTube. Appreciate you joining. Wayne Gabriel, an OG supporter, always in the house. Thank you so much. Anna Maria, I'm about to break your excuses. Well, which one was not you? The executive producer? Then do the opposite. I guarantee, knowing you as an artist, you would be brilliant as a creative director and showrunner in that context. So keep throwing me excuses. I will I'll shatter them all over and over. But ultimately, let's keep this tight. I do want to jump in here. Josh says he would rock the executive. Love it, love it. Jacob would also be brilliant in this role. I hope you guys join this journey week after week and level up to become producers yourself. Just as Gabe was mentioning, there's so many brilliant folks out here that are rocking and rolling, like all of the ones just mentioned here. So, okay, let's keep this going. I'm trying to keep these under 30 minutes. So, let's tap into the highest level here of what we've chatted about today. We're giving a little recap, rewind of the most valuable pieces here. And if you want to become a super producer, and that can be the context of live streams, podcasts, or video series, these are the three things we chatted about today. Technical skills. Your technical skills need to be in a position where everything you're learning is adding to what you've previously learned. If you can get in this mentality of amplified, compounding skills, you're going to start seeing everything you do get higher ROI. So invest in skills like broadcast streaming technology. That was one of the very first things that we mentioned, and it was a really creative approach to put together three skills that I guarantee will earn revenue for you if you invest into learning them, because these three skills are what gave me my foundation to build a new career that I am loving. I'm enjoying it so much over here, and I just want other people to be able to discover and enjoy that journey. So these were the three skills we briefly mentioned: broadcast and streaming technology, learn all the software, like Restream Studio is a brilliant tool that I've utilized throughout this journey, and then audio video engineering, get it as clean as possible and super tight, and the actual production of gluing that all together, super valuable. Then we went into the soft skills, which were high level production, creative direction, and delegation. People that can manage people. If you can bring that together, you're going to be super valuable to a lot of folks. And then the last piece, for those of you empaths out there, the empaths, we need you. We need you out here because there's a lot of selfish, borderline narcissistic productions out there that have minimal or no consideration for the user or the viewer experience. So if you can craft mindful, intelligent, fun, entertaining experiences, we need you desperately in the live stream world. So consider how you can start producing shows or experiences in a more creative way. And then lastly, it was about finding your ideal role in this scenario. So if you're more technical or more creative, you're going to fit into the remote producer showrunner role a little bit better. If you're more social or a little more tactical and kind of a CEO style individual, you're going to do well as an executive producer, and super bonus points if you can double dip and hit both. But that's been the most crucial piece of this, is honestly finding your fit. So that was the last piece I wanted to emphasize here as we glued all that together. And ultimately, I have one recommendation for y'all, and that is to at least start the journey. At least test the waters. Jump in this description, jump in the links here. I'll drop it here in the chat. I want you to try Restream and see how easy it is to start a show. I would love to see how people can focus on joining this journey, because it's quite literally eligible for anybody, and would love to see other people join this journey. So if you've been even just the slightest bit curious, jump in the description here and you'll see a link to try Restream. And that's the number one thing I can encourage you to do, is just test the waters. You don't have to start already with clients and paid gigs, but at least start testing the waters. Get some of your own streams under your belt, get them going, and see how fun it is and which parts you like. If you like the higher level stuff, you'll start to gravitate more towards that. If you like the more creative, technical stuff and like doing these little fancy overlays with the little triangles here and all of that stuff, I think is super fascinating and creative ways that we can build new experiences. So that is it for today, but we're going to be going deeper and deeper into these, and I'm going to be bringing a foundational arsenal of resources, skills, and systems and everything that we can continually stack up every single week. So your homework today was actually this last point of finding your role to fit into. So give that some thought this week, test the waters of Restream, and see how you can join this journey somehow, some way. You got to get in on the action, and I'm here to help you do exactly that. So thank you guys so much for joining. If you have some questions to jump into here, let's fire it up. I will use this last couple minutes to sneak into a few questions. Andrew has one here. So, for the show we're watching right now, you're filling all three of these roles. Mostly, yes, I have a little bit of support on the promotion and administration side. So, the other role that's going to open up here, if you're pursuing an executive producer role, one of the most helpful things to have is an associate producer. And essentially, this is somebody that helps with all of the tasks and admin stuff that's associated with the production and with the stream. So stuff like creating the event page and getting invites out and graphics, little stuff like that, I do have support on. But I did start 100% solo. I can vouch this is totally possible and doable as a solo thing. But what I really want to emphasize is that you don't have to be in front of the camera. I think that's the misinterpretation a lot of people have is I need to be some type of streamer, influencer, celeb that does well on camera, and that's really not the case. There's so many other ways you can sneak into here. So I am super grateful that everything in my world kind of converged right here in the live stream realm. But that is, I don't want that to be the bar that you think you have to hit, because you can be just a behind the scenes type of person, or the opposite. If you are do well in front of the camera as like on-air talent, you don't have to worry about the rest of all the stuff going on behind the scenes. That's the beauty of building out these teams and these frameworks, is getting people into the right role where everybody can thrive while still having that symbiotic compounding ROI that benefits people over time. I know Tyler over on YouTube did have a question, but it got so far away from me. If you're still hanging with us, feel free to drop a little question here. And yeah, we're about to wrap it up. So I'm seeing if there was anything else. Last call for questions, folks, as I'm hunting for Tyler's. There it is. Or Thomas, my man. Sorry about that, brother. Thomas is asking, how important is the background? Do I need chroma key and always the same picture, or is my normal office background enough? Brilliant question, Thomas. My recommendation is going to be it might be a little bit of a cop-out here, but it's going to heavily depend on your style and your goals. If you are trying to set the impression of a very professional show, almost like we're in a studio, obviously that casual, normal background isn't going to be ideal. But there is a brilliant counterpoint that is well worth mentioning, and it's this concept of casual streaming, or I occasionally call them chill streams. And the concept here is people joining a stream to essentially be a fly on the wall, to be a part of your world for a couple minutes or a couple hours. They can be in your world. And so for more casual stuff where you're just hanging out, chatting, conversational type of interviews, or even just basic little entertainment type of streams, I've discovered the more casual environment becomes an asset of relatability. People love seeing the stuff on your shelves, and they love seeing when their dog comes in around the corner. Those little details actually increase your relatability, and people, for whatever reason, they just love it. I mean, it might be because we're just desperate for human connection, but I would say don't worry about your actual background quite yet. I would focus on audio quality first. Clean audio is going to be your best priority to focus on, then video quality, and then after that you can start focusing on all the fancy stuff and lighting and studio and all that. So that would be my recommendation, Thomas. Don't let it hold you back. Obviously the stuff you mentioned here helps to make stuff look super pro, but I would absolutely say no, it is not necessary. That is totally in the bonus round category. So I think that's the end of the line, y'all. Oh, here we go. We got one more. Anna Maria, how do you share the text and visuals on the side? That is Restream, baby. As always, I've actually been utilizing Restream for all of my productions. So I've got a fancy little Canva design here that is essentially a slideshow that's run through here, and I've got it set up as a little split screen, and yeah, I'm testing this new format. So let me know what you guys think of this split screen format. I was doing this cinema style thing last round, but I'm feeling this one. Let me know what you guys think. Do you prefer this cinema big boy presentation style, or do you enjoy this half and half split screen? I haven't seen many people do it, so I mostly just wanted to do something nobody else was doing. But that's pretty much it for me. So that is technically the end of the line. Thank you guys for joining. What we're going to be doing every single week is going deeper into these skills and providing you with foundational resources, exercises, and systems that you can take home to literally become a live stream producer, a podcast producer, or even just for web and recorded series. All of this is possible through Restream. So big thank you to Restream for supporting this show and supporting my journey. It's been an honor. Thank you guys so much for joining this party. We're going to let this one roll out. We'll catch you next week on the Remote Producer Show. Take care, y'all.